Worldly Wise 9 Lesson 5.
Callow.
Young and inexperienced.
Contemporary.
A person living during the same time period as another.
Cynical.
Doubtful of the sincerity of others' motives.
Despot.
A ruler with absolute power or tyrannical control over a group of people.
Enunciate.
To pronounce clearly.
Impediment.
Anything that gets in the way.
Impoverish.
To make poor.
Indolent.
Avoiding exertion lazy.
Sagacious.
Showing sound judgment wise.
Secular.
Worldly not connected with a church or religion.
Strife.
Conflict or struggle.
Venerate.
To show great respect for.
Voracious.
Greatly eager.
Wane.
To get smaller, dimmer or weaker.
Speculate.
To think about or make guesses.
Now try to remember the highlighted words.
The student was too callow to know he was being fooled.
Martha Jane Canary, known as Calamity Jane, and Annie Oakley were contemporaries.
The rise in fuel costs was contemporary with the demand for alternative fuels.
People become cynical about those who make promises but don't keep them.
Even though many clients have lied to her, the attorney has not become a cynic.
Divided government makes rule by a despot less likely.
The Declaration of Independence of the United States asserts the government's right to overthrow a despotic ruler.
In speech class we learn to enunciate our words.
The president enunciated her objectives for the coming year in her State of the Union address to Congress.
After the hurricane, fallen trees were impediments to traffic in our neighborhood.
Uncontrolled spending can impoverish a person.
Continual overfarming impoverishes the soil.
The Peace Corps is an agency of the United States government that sends volunteers to improve living standards in impoverished areas of the world.
Being in the torrid heat of the tropical sun makes one feel indolent.
His failure to reach his goals certainly cannot be attributed to indolence.
My grandmother's sagacious advice has guided me many times over the years.
I was surprised when she questioned the sagacity of my plan to climb the mountain.
The choir included a few secular songs in the memorial service.
As we waited, we speculated about whether he'd keep his promise and show up.
She lost a great deal of money when she speculated in the stock market last year.
The strife between the two families has existed for a few years now.
Asian cultures venerate their ancestors long after they have died.
We arrived back from our hike with voracious appetites.
Daniel has been a voracious reader since childhood.
When interest in sitcoms waned, the television networks switched to reality shows.